Hi friends, it's Danielle. I'm here today to show you kind of what's on my desk and to show you something that was requested by a viewer, which is how I use the seam binding to attach two pages together to make a signature page. So first I'll go over kind of what I'm working on. I'm working on a bazillion things like I always do, but I'm doing some summer themed journals, and then I will be working on some school themed journals. But these will be available towards the end of July. And if I have time, I'll do a few more. I really wanted to make some more of the cordite frieze with a different theme like I did for the 4th of July, but I don't know if I'll have enough time before people are kind of over summer to get them done. But these are the ones that I'm working on. So I have 3 sewing pattern and 3 book junk journals that I'm working on. So I'll kind of give you guys a glimpse. Each one's at a different stage, and I work best when I do groups like this, because what happens is, I don't know if you guys, if everybody's the same or if it's just me, but I get really I don't want to say a little bit burned out, but I get slower as I work in the journal. And I start finding myself like staring at the page and not knowing what to put in where or whatnot. So what helps me, what I figured out helps me, or it makes me feel like it helps me, is to have multiple journals, so then I can just reach for another one, and then it seems to kind of reignite my creativity. And then I come back and, grab the other one. They all kind of rotate. And when I'm initially planning them, I grab all of the covers that I would like to use and the pages, and I do start to form them all that way. And then once I get to that stage and I'm starting the embellishing, that's when I kind of go around every which way. So let me see if I can find, I'll kind of give you guys a glimpse. This one has wallpaper on the inside. I want to find one of the pages that I haven't attached yet. So this one I have attached, but I haven't sewn it. So I've taken the piece of seam binding, which is strong, and really thin, which is why I like it. It's the same concept as washi tape. But I have a bunch of seam binding that I don't use a lot of, so I need to kind of, it's a good way for me to use it, and I'm really liking how it turns out. So I found a page that I haven't done, so I'll show you that, and then I'll kind of quickly just show you little peeks inside just for fun. Move these out of the way. Okay, so we have 2 pages, and these are from a little small, one of those golden book, I think, or what are they? The little books. They make flowers and this one's sailing, a lot of different things. Anyway, they're the smaller size pages. So you want to make sure that so I tore these out, and then I trimmed them to be the same size, and also the size that I made sure that they were the size that I wanted. So like here's part of the little golden book pages. So when you're doing it, you want to make sure, let me see where that book is. You want to make sure that you're trimming them to where they would, so like if I wanted to put let's say I wanted to put this page right here, I wanted it to be here in the signature. Let's just say that. So if I were to just attach them, this would be a lot longer. I mean, you could trim them after the fact, but for whatever reason, I trim them down to the size that I want, because I can take some off of this side, I can take some off of this side, so I can kind of center the image. If I were to attach them, the only place I could take the excess off would be this side. So I do trim down to size, top and bottom, side to side. And then so I got this, and then I kind of look, okay, so for this one I grabbed navy seam binding, and I'll just kind of tug on it because it comes with that little crease from the card. And I kind of look at the image, so sometimes it doesn't matter, but also I should have kept the page. I know where this one went. I remember. For whatever reason, I remember. How, I don't know, but I remember I put it by the sailboat scrapbook paper. So this is where I had it. Let's just put this here. I had it like this. And so what I'm going to do is just look, like if I put the seam binding or washi or whatever you're using on the outside, then okay, it kind of coordinates with that and that. Or if I put it on the inside, this side is okay, it doesn't matter. This side, it's not bad. Let's see what's on this side. Okay, so this side is just black and white again. So I think, you know, I'm just kind of talking through my thought process about which side I'm going to attach. So for this one, I think I'm going to just attach it on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seam binding and kind of approximately measure. Whoop, I'm not in frame here. I'm going to take an approximation of how much I'll need with extra. And then I'm going to attach it like this. So I'm going to just come in again with my Bearly art glue or any kind of glue. You can even use a permanent glue stick. And I'm just going to come in here, and I can't really do this through the camera, so I'm going to do the best I can. Whoops. Just put a little bit of glue there. You don't need a lot because, well, I don't need a lot because I'm going to sew it. I always sew for extra security. And then I'm just going to come in and try to center my seam binding as best as I can on there. And then we'll flip it over, see if I'm pretty close. And I need to move it over a little bit on this side. So I have a few minutes before, or a few seconds before the glue won't let me move it. So you kind of want to be quick. And the glue helps you get all the wrinkles out too. So now I have it like this, and I'm going to flip it over. That side's still giving me a little bit of a problem being even. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, we can only be so perfect, right? So then I'm going to come here on this page and put a little bit of glue. Again, you can use a glue stick. I use my finger. Some people don't like to touch the glue, but I don't. It doesn't bother me. And then I'm just going to line it up. Kind of press down, turn it over, press down. This one's not perfectly straight, probably because I'm doing it on camera, but that's okay. And then we just trim and trim. And then we can fold it. And then what I would do is just run this through my sewing machine right along here on both sides. So then we would come back in here, and now we have, after we sew it, we will have our pages together. And even this one, you can see I chose the pages that I wanted, that I liked. They're not even next to each other. This is page 23 and this is page 40. But those are the ones that had the illustrations that I liked the most. So that's what I used. So that's how we do that. And now I'll leave you a quick little glimpse in case you want to see. I these journals that I'm working on because it's just fun. This is not a vintage book. This is a newer book. You can tell how good of quality it's in. And I love this paper. I'm having a hard time deciding if I want to put pockets here or not because I love this paper so much. It's from Joann Fabrics in their little, I don't know if it's handmade paper section or it's like the specialty paper. It feels really soft. And just fun little elements, completely not embellished yet. The signatures aren't even sewn in. So this is kind of my process. And then let's see this one. This one I haven't done anything to yet either. Let me see if there's anything I can tell you about with these this way. Oh, the one thing I can share is I don't I usually sew my signatures in after I've done maybe 80% of the embellishing. And that's just so I can make sure. I do make my spines first though, but I want to make sure I'm not overstuffing. And also if I want to sew anything on any of the pages, then I need it to be loose. So that's kind of my thought process. And then I have these really cute sewing pattern envelope journals. These I did make a little spine because it never worked well for me when I just folded the envelopes. I felt like they were always like I couldn't put anything in them or they would get super fat. I don't know what I was doing what I was doing wrong, but mine got too chunky. So I did make a little bit of a spine. They are still one signature though. And then I have some more of that specialty fabric. It's got some, or not fabric, paper. It's got some gold. It looks like hand painted. It feels hand painted. Just some fun stuff. I love the coloring. This one's a little bit more done, but not totally, obviously. You just kind of jump around until they're done. This is a really cute image. I think that's from a Hallmark gift book. And this is from a Barbie book, Barbie Flyleaf book. I thought the colors went cute. Lots of fun stuff. And then this one. Again, just a little bit done. Lots of work still to be done in them. But you get a glimpse. And then for these pages, I can give you another thing about my process. I don't like using these pages where I think they're meant to be cut aparts. So I either will cover this with another piece of paper and leave it open, or I will close it in and make this a pocket so that we don't see that part of it, but it's still functional as a pocket. And then one more. That's a cute one. Lots of fun, bright colors. Lots of stuff still needs to be trimmed. This is some of my favorite wrapping paper. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared this paper. It's so hard to use. It's so cute. I love that wrapping paper. again, this was the back of a National Geographic magazine. A lot of times they have Coca-Cola. The vintage ones had Coca-Cola ads on the back. Lots of work that needs to be done still. Here's that wrapping paper again. So cute. And so that's what I'm working on, along with some school themed journals. Let me see. I might have some stuff I can kind of show you. I have 2 custom journals that I'll be doing. The one was requested, The Little Schoolhouse, and the other one, she had found this book on Etsy, and so purchased it, and I have it, and then I'm gonna turn it into the journal for her, school themed. And then this is my plan for school themed journals. I think I have 4 of these boxes. They're just empty crayon boxes. These are super hard to find. I've been looking forever, and I finally found some that are not super expensive. Believe it or not, vintage crayon boxes are expensive, even if the crayons are not in them. So I'm going to convert these into little journals, and like I said, I think I have 4, try to do 4 of them. And then I have some sewing pattern ones that I picked out, and then just some other little covers, another little schoolhouse. I don't know if these are the ones I'll do, or if I'll do all of them. I don't know, it kind of depends on my time. But that's kind of my process, is that I pull what I want to be the cover, and then pick which papers will kind of coordinate, and the extra papers and that. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse at what I'm working on, and I will, of course, do flip throughs. And let me know what you think. Which of these, if I only have a little bit of time, do you think I should make? Which one's your favorite cover? I like the crayon boxes just because there's something different. Those are kind of my favorite. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't, so that you don't miss the flip throughs of these, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.